Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to show you this dish called pork with pickled vegetables. It's looking like this. It's looking like a small hill like this. And I'm going to give you a close-up look. Hi, this is a close-up look of the pork with pickled vegetables. So it's like this chopped up green onion. So it's this big piece will be the pork, is from the pork belly, but it's kind of a process, kind of special process for this one. It's kind of greasy, and then you have this sauce and poured over. This one, you see some pieces like this, supposed to be like nicely laid, and then that's the pickled vegetables. This one is kind of dark or something, but it's dry. It's kind of a specialty. So it's a little bit salty and have the special flavor. So let's move it back, cover it up. Okay, so these pieces. Okay, so the whole portion is not big, but it's kind of gravy like this one, like the pudding gravy on the pudding, but it's a little bit heavy, I believe. A little bit kind of a the pork belly plus this kind of gravy. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, let's begin. So this pork with pickled vegetables. Okay, a cup of water and then a bowl of rice. So this, I probably use a spoon. It's better with this gravy. I want to see what does this gravy taste like? Let's have a taste. That's kind of interesting gravy taste. Not bad, not greasy at all for the sauce part. Let me see this pickled vegetable. No, pickled vegetable. Huh? It just have the special flavor. I like this one, a big piece of pork belly. It's pretty good. It's almost melting in your mouth. Actually, I did not have this before in our restaurant, just maybe once or before, but a long time. But this one is a lot better than what I expected. So you can see the pork belly, you have the fat part and then you have the lean part. So the lean part is supposed to be kind of melting. So that's kind of a technique to cook this, to prepare this dish. That's really amazing. And you can kind of crush it with your tongue against your mouth, and you can, that's how melting, how soft it is. And this is well done, actually. I did not know that, to be honest. I know this is very famous, have several versions in China, different regions. That's pretty good, pretty good. And this one is, it's not even greasy. It's kind of it's kind of a quiet flavor, quiet, tasty. Actually, really good. because some part of China they use another version is for this kind of we call skin of this part. It's kind of more wrinkled, like kind of more bumpy or like wrinkled, and then the color will be a little bit more reddish and more exaggerating of the process of the skin, the top part of the. But this one is pretty good. I'm really impressed. And okay, then I'm gonna speed up, and it's really nice. I'm gonna let you know afterward, after I finish it. Okay, you see I finished the rice, the both rice, and also the whole plate. So only a little bit left here, the sauce, gravy, whatever. It's only like this plate you can eat everything. You can clean, everything is good, and you can have the full clean plate. How to finish it? As I said, it's surprisingly good. It's kind of quite tasty. It does not give you the. I know some version of China they give you the dynamic. You have the aroma kind of from the anise something. What is it? What is it? Anise or the star anise or something? Or what? Yeah, could be that different spices. So they anise, star anise, I guess. So they have different lot of spice to make that kind of standing out flavor from that pork belly, and with the wrinkle, kind of exaggerating wrinkles on the skin, so make it much more what is appeasing, attractive, like even like some little bit bigger. So that we were not that kind of dynamic on that front. I know that version from my hometown, but this one is really nice. It's kind of a quiet and very tasty, very good. It's more than I expected. And also the name, basically the preserved vegetable, pickled vegetable. I don't know which one is probably preserved vegetable would be more accurate. I will look it up. So this vegetable is supposed to be it's dry when you buy them. It's very dry and salty as well. So how we make it, like we soak them in water to get a majority of the salt out, a salty part out, so it won't be that salty. So even the one like the full vegetable, like this dark preserved vegetable, and you don't feel like it's too salty. And but like that kind of vegetable, we call preserved vegetable, is probably the only thing you can eat in the winter, like in the old times, like in the countryside I grew up, like in the fall you have all the vegetables ready and you eat as much as you can, but you have to save something for the winter. The winter only thing will be available for fresh vegetable will be the Chinese napa. That vegetable is magic. It can it's easy to preserve freshly. So that kind of Chinese napa. And what we do is in the autumn, before the weather is getting cold, we around that time we kind of dig up a hole, big hole. You can get like 2 or 3 people inside, like maybe 2 meters long or 3 meters long, and then 1 or 2 meter wide. And that's totally underground. You cover with the stores, everything. You have an entrance, and sometimes it's like 1 meter deep, so kids can get in So we store like Chinese napa in that kind of the cave or underground cellar, something like that. But it's totally outside. So somehow you cover with the straws things. The temperature will stay around maybe when outside is -10 Celsius, but still inside maybe a little bit around 10 or something. So that's the technique. We save the Chinese napa and also the radish and sweet potato. Those three things we always get into the cellar, underground cellar. So when I was very young, maybe very small, so sometimes we got in without somebody pulling you out. You just cannot get out. It's that deep. So you kind of pile the things inside, like some Chinese napa or some radish, fried radish, and then some sweet potato. So that's the things, the fresh vegetables you can get during the winter. But for this kind of preserved vegetable, this dark thing, it's another kind of green leaves, the vegetable. What we do in the autumn, in the fall, and we kind of boil them lightly, just boil a little bit, because I did this many times with my parents, grandparents. We just boil them a little bit and then kind of hang them on strings to dry them completely. And then like this one, then they have the, what is that, with the salt, a little bit salt, and then mix together. They kind of, when they're dry and then they roll together, whatever, they put in a big jar, and so they're gonna stay there for a long time, for the several months, and then turn into this kind of crazy stuff. And the dark thing, and when it's kind of very dry in the turning to this dark thing in the winter, and then you're gonna eat this with like since it's salty and you have no meals and then you're gonna eat this with your rice or bread, just to have a little bit more flavor to help you to get down the rice or the bread. So that's the thing. And then for the New Year time or sometime, they invented this this famous dish called Mei Cai Kou Rou. It's this dish in Chinese, Mei Cai Kou Rou, in English probably the pork with preserved vegetables. And so they have this pork belly, and then steam this thing, wash this dry vegetable, and then steam them, and then have special process and make it so popular. A lot of places in China, they have this kind of stuff. So that's how we get this preserved vegetable, and I know that firsthand. So we get all this kind of stuff because like in winter, as I said, we don't have a lot of fresh vegetables. Even the radish, we have a special radish, preserved radish. When you in the fall, before the winter, you kind of get fresh radish and you cut them into small pieces and then rub them with salt and then dry them and then put in a jar. So in the winter or the summertime, like you have nothing to eat, you eat that one with your rice or bread. Just super helpful. And but this one, back to this one, it's kind of a really well balanced, and really like it. And the pork belly part, the pieces, it's not kind of greasy at all. It's the process pushed the oil out, most of the oil out already. And then as I said, the preserved vegetable is not salty, almost not salty. And then the way they get this shape like a small hill, but it's a round half ball. The name is Kou Rou. Kou means action, to kind of cover. And then when you have a bowl, you cover like this. And like when you serve them, you kind of turn around upside down, or like upside down first, like this, and turn upside down will be the shape of the bowl. That's why you always see that when we prepare that, we lay everything inside a bowl, and then when you put upside down on a plate, that would be like that one. So like pretty nice. So this one, as I said, it's not so much other flavors, but not spicy, no bones, just pork. Looks like greasy, but not greasy. So you have to appreciate the preserved vegetable, that kind of special flavor to really enjoy this one. Otherwise, we would think this is a regular dish, but it's kind of a specialty, you know. It takes some extra techniques to master this one. So that's about it. Yeah, I kind of explained the history of this one. So with the experience when I grew up, a lot of restaurants, they may have this one because it's kind of famous. Okay, thank you very much for watching.